Hello, I'm Atujama and you're watching HornbillTV's Prime at 9. Now headlines. On the 125th birth anniversary of legendary freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, Prime Minister Narendra Modi today unveiled Netaji's hologram statue at India Gate. The Chinese People's Liberation Army on Sunday informed the Indian Army that they have found a missing boy from Arunachal Pradesh. PRO Defense Despur said the Chinese Army has communicated to them about the development and due procedure is being followed. Delhi Chief Minister and National Convener of Aam Aadmi Party Arvind Kejriwal made a strong allegation on central government, stating that ED is planning to arrest Satendra Jain in the next few days before the Punjab elections. Kejriwal alleges that whenever BJP thinks that it is losing elections, it puts all its agencies to work. The demand to upgrade Aboy to a district has been intensified as the state government fails to respond to the ultimatum which ends on Sunday, the 23rd of January. The demand to upgrade Aboy to a district has been intensified as the state government fails to respond to the ultimatum which ends on Sunday, the 23rd of January. The Aboy District Demand Committee has informed that after a consultative meeting held on Sunday, the committee has decided to go ahead with their plan for the indefinite ban until the demand is met by the government. Meanwhile, ADDC has asked the people to follow the directives until further notices are disseminated and requested for cooperation. In a statement, the committee has reiterated that the demand of Aboy district is the oldest and is genuine, which has been on for the last 14 years. However, finding no response from the government, the committee is left with no option. It can be mentioned that the Department of Medical Securities and students will be exempted from the ban. During the consultative meeting, directions were also given to the 3 Konyak units to ensure there is no public and vehicular movements, government offices be picked participation on the Republic Day and be abstained by the public and government officials' invitations be declined. To get to know more details on this, we'll be joined by our assistant editor, Pito from the newsroom. So thank you so much, Pito, for joining us today. Moving on with this discussion, I would like to know if there are any other additional information on this.
Well, so much has been going on there in eastern Nagaland and particularly in one district. Aboy district demand has been intensified as we can see last few weeks back. They have been demanding the government of Nagaland to upgrade Aboy subdivision to full-fledged district. A deadline was given to government on 23rd of January, or else they will go for agitation. And today they had a meeting on which they have decided to go ahead with agitation since government has not hit to their goal, so they will be intensifying their agitation. So Aboy demand, which has been going on for the last 14 years, as per ADCC, Aboy District Demand Committee convener has said that government has turned deaf ear towards them and their demands have been ignored or they have been left unattended. And they also said people of Aboy area have been left unattended by the government, and they have been very partial towards Aboy area. And they also said government is adding salt to the wound. The speaking of wound is of Oting incident, which 14 civilians were killed by security forces. So
right.
Post Oting, demand for Aboy district was intensified, and since then there have been several rounds of agitation from Aboy area. But however, the government has not responded to Aboy since then. Today they had a meeting and they have decided to go ahead with their agitation.
Right. Also, is there any kind of response from the government as of now? Any comments as such?
Well, see, as per the meeting resolution of ADCC, there was no any response from the government. And as we know, government has been under pressure for quite some time. Post voting incident, there have been lots of pressure on government, and also there are several other subdivisions are asking for upgradation to the district, such as Meluri, Samator, which has recently been upgraded to district. So uh, the recent development from the government side, Shamator was upgraded to district from subdivision, and now Meluri is on pipeline, for which public has been on the road again. So I think there was no positive response from the government, for which the committee decided to go ahead with agitation.
Right. Also, it was also reported that the ADDC will be boycotting the Republic Day. So, are there any updates and confirmation on that as well?
See, it has become a very critical moment for government of Nagaland. It is a huge responsibility and, of course, a huge burden at the same time. Uh, Oting incident was one of the major incidents that led to public outcry, and public have been demanding justice for the people, those who were killed, for the families, and since then they have been boycotting all governmental activities, not just Republic Day. And Connect Union has directly asked, and not just Connect Union, ENPO has boycotted uh, Republic Day and abstaining any of the public to attend Republic Day or any governmental activities, and they have also restricted the people from going to any invitation by government from the government side, as well as no there as well as public abstaining from any activities related to Indian Army and Indian armies. So such has been going on, and then on the other hand, Aboy district demand again has come out with their resolution to public not to attend any such of kind where government activities are, and also boycotting Republic Day. So it has become a very very big burden for government of Nagaland in particular, not forgetting at the center, but as a state government, it has become a very huge burden for government since Oting incident. People have been relentlessly crying out for justice, and justice has not been delivered yet, and boycotting Republic Day has become another big issue for government to handle. And on the other hand, Aboy District Demand Committee has come up again asking the people not to attend any such kind of activities, not just boycotting Republic Day, but they are also in their agitation they are restricting movement of vehicles, and also government offices to be sealed, as well as any government activities to be restricted in Aboy jurisdiction. So I think this has become a very huge burden, as well as a responsibility for state government to shoulder on. And as far as possible, or as soon as possible, government will have to come up with some solution to sort these things out, because at the moment with government they have responsibilities which justice needs to be delivered to the people of Oting, and as well as the Aboy District Demand Committee, which they have a resolution where unless and until their demands are made, they are going to agitate, and they are going to continue with the demands, since the demands which was long way back of at least 14 years. So I think it is a very, and as per presidency it says demand for Aboy district is one of the oldest in Nagaland, and after it was initiated for the upgradation or for the demand of district for Aboy subdivision, there are several other districts have been upgraded, such as Tromogidima, Newland, Tsiminu, in last December, and this month Shamator is upgraded again. So Aboy doesn't want to stop unless until their demands are met. So they have a very strong resolution to continue with the demand until and unless government comes out with a positive resolution or positive feedback. The people of Aboy area wants to continue their agitation for the district, for the demand of the district. Yes.
Right, Pito, like you have clearly mentioned, there were creation of several other districts like Chumuketima, Newland, and also recently Shamator. So, do you think again, what do you think would be the response of the government regarding the demand of a boy district?
See, as I said, it is one of a headache or a responsibility or a huge burden on the part of government. Since Abu has intensified their agitation, now there will have to be some sort of solution. Unless and until solutions are made, Abu wants to continue the agitation. But in other hand, government cannot just give away district to anybody that ask, despite of
Right.
the reasons of their genuine reasons. There might be genuine, but but in other hand, so much has been going on government side as well. See, in last December, as I said, Newland subdivision was upgraded to district. Simnew was upgraded to this district, and this month Shamotor is upgraded to district. So it's Nagaland had on about 12 district. Now we have 16 district with us. In just within 2 months of time, we have 4 districts. We have upgraded four subdivision to full-fledged district, and Abu is now on pipeline. Miller is likely to intensify their agitation or their demands. So, as for the government side, I think this is a headache, or this is a kind of huge responsibility which lies on their shoulder. Government will have to work out their plans, how not to injure those, or how not to ignore those demands, as well as how not to be under pressure.
Right.
See, it is kind of becoming a trend here in the state. Demanding district has become a kind of headache for the state government. As I said in my previous comment, maybe it could be due to a very hasty and wrong decision, one of the wrong and hasty decision from the government side. Maybe this could have been sorted out in a long way ago. However, this has become this has become much more into a deep depression for government side. It has become a tension or a headache for the government. Neither they can say no, neither they can say yes. So it is indeed a very challenging task for government. So though I can't say what could be the response from the government side, but definitely with their no avoid district agitation are going to be continued, and with their yes again, it's going to set a bad example for the rest, those who wants to ask for district. So it is definitely, government is definitely in between a huge responsibility where they cannot say no, where they cannot say yes. So government will have to sit, and they will have to plan out a very concrete plan, a plan that solves problems that is on their shoulder. Yes.
All right. That's all we have for the discussion for now. Thank you so much, Pito, for joining us today. Moving on to the next news. From this year onwards, India's Republic Day celebration will begin from January 23 instead of January 24 to include the birth anniversary of late freedom fighter Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today unveiled Netaji's hologram statue at India Gate. Ahead of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's 125th birth anniversary, the Prime Minister on Friday announced that a grand statue of the iconic freedom fighter will be installed at India Gate as a symbol of India's indebtedness to him. The installation of Bose's statue will be a part of the year-long celebration to mark his 125th birth anniversary. During the program, PM Modi also conferred the Subhash Chandra Bose Apata Prabandh Puraskars for the years 2019, 2020, 2021 and 2022 in the investiture ceremony. A total of 7 awards were presented during the ceremony. The award recognizes the invaluable contribution and selfless services rendered by individuals and organizations in India in the field of disaster management, the PMO said, noting that it is announced every year on January 23. The award carries a cash prize of Rs 51 lakh and a certificate in case of an institution, and Rs 5 lakh and a certificate in case of an individual. The Chinese People's Liberation Army on Sunday informed the Indian Army that they have found a missing boy from Arunachal Pradesh and following due procedure for his release or return. The Chinese Army has communicated to us that they have found a missing boy from Arunachal Pradesh and the due procedure is being followed, said PRO Defense Tezpur Lieutenant Colonel Harshvardhan Pandey as reported by ANI. It is yet to be confirmed if the person found is Miran Tarun, the 17-year-old boy who the army had sought assistance for. Further details are awaited. According to the officials, the teenager is a native of Zido village in Upper Siang district of Arunachal Pradesh. He was allegedly abducted by the PLA on earlier this week. The district authorities said that Tarun, along with a few others, were hunting in the bordering region between two countries when the incident took place. The army contacted the PLA as soon as it received the information about the missing boy. Following furore over police shooting at a 22-year-old former student leader in Assam's Nagaon district on Saturday evening, Assam Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma on Sunday announced a one-man inquiry commission into the incident, headed by the State Additional Chief Secretary. The report is to be submitted within 7 days, Sarma said. On Saturday evening, Kirti Kamal Bora, a former General Secretary of Nagaon College who was earlier a member of All Assam Students Union, was injured during an anti-drug operation in Nagaon's Kacha locality when the police shot at him in self-defense. Bora, who has sustained injuries on his left thigh, left arm and forehead, is currently undergoing treatment at Guwahati Medical College and Hospital. While the police have alleged that Bora was involved in the drug racket and attacked the policeman, his family said he had been wrongly framed. Acting on a tip of that drugs were being sold at Nagaon's Kachalakwa area, the police had arrived at the spot in plain clothes on Saturday evening. Two of our men were there to inspect. Then people present there got suspicious and started questioning our men, who told them they were policemen. After that, chaos ensued and a brawl began, said Nagaon SP Anand Mishra, adding that there were 3 or 4 people in all. 2 tried to run away, so one policeman began to chase them. In the meanwhile, the other policeman who was left behind was being beaten up by the 2 others present. As per his version, he was compelled to fire to save himself, otherwise he would have been killed, added Nagaon SP. Mishra alleged that Bora was among those beating up the policeman and was involved in the incident. Reacting to the criticism, Sarma said the Nagaon incident was being investigated and should not be compared to other incidents of police action where actual drug dealers and criminals have been taken to task. He said those policemen who were involved in Saturday's incident were now in reserve. If found guilty, action will definitely be taken, he said.
যোৱাকালি নগাঁৱত পুলিচৰ গুলিত এজন যুৱকৰ আঘাতপ্ৰাপ্ত হোৱাৰ পিছত স্বাভাৱিকভাৱে এটা প্ৰতিক্ৰিয়াৰ সৃষ্টি হৈছে। অসমৰ অতিৰিক্ত মুখ্য সচিব পৱন বৰঠাকুৰ ডাঙৰীয়াক এই গোটেই ঘটনাটোৰ তদন্তৰ বাবে দায়িত্ব দিয়া হৈছে। 7 দিনৰ ভিতৰত তেখেতে তদন্তৰ প্ৰতিবেদন দাখিল কৰিব। মই আগতে বহুতবাৰ আপোনালোকক কৈছো যে অসম আৰক্ষীৰ ভূমিকা সাধাৰণ জনতাৰ বাবে বন্ধু হ'ব লাগে, নিৰীহ জনতাৰ বাবে তেওঁলোকে ত্ৰাণকৰ্তাৰ ভূমিকা ল'ব লাগে আৰু সাধাৰণ মানুহৰ লগত তেওঁলোকে সদায় বন্ধুত্বৰ ভাৱত থাকিব লাগে।
2 right-wing groups have filed counter-appeals in the Supreme Court opposing the plea against the hate speeches at religious gatherings in Haridwar and Delhi that evoked public outrage across country. Both organizations have appealed to the court to make them party to the case. In the appeal, Hindu Sena President Vishnu Gupta has demanded that Muslim leaders be arrested for their hate speeches instead. The statements by religious leaders at Dharam Sansad were responses to attacks on Hindu culture by non-Hindus and cannot be described as hate speech, the appeal contended. Another organization, the Hindu Front for Justice, contended that since the Supreme Court has agreed to examine hate speeches against Muslims, it should also examine hate speeches against Hindus. In their appeal, they have cited 25 instances of alleged hate speeches against Hindus. Journalists Kurban Ali and Anjana Prakash, a former judge of the Patna High Court, had filed the appeal against the hate speeches in Haridwar and Delhi, which were condemned by activists and civil society. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Sunday urged the central government to declare Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose's birthday as a national holiday. The repeated request comes days after the central government decided to start a Republic Day celebrations on January 23 in order to include Bose's anniversary, which has been declared as Prakam Divas, Day of Valor by the centre. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Sunday said that he has come to know that ED is planning to arrest Satyendra Jain in the next few days before the Punjab elections. The central government conducted raids on Jain twice before, but nothing was found. If the ED wants to come again, they are most welcome, Kejriwal said. Kejriwal said that with the announcement of poll schedule, the central government's investigative agencies have become very active. Attacking PJP, Kejriwal said, whenever PJP thinks that it is losing elections, it puts all its agencies to work. Meanwhile, Satyendra Jain said, ED are welcome to come whenever they want. Even before this, they raided me with twice, but all in vain. This is all politics, and last time also they did it during the Punjab elections. ED, CBI, all are welcome to come, he said.
कि पंजाब चुनाव के पहले आने वाले कुछ दिनों में ईडी सत्येंद्र जैन जी को गिरफ्तार करने वाली है। उनका स्वागत है। सत्येंद्र जैन के ऊपर पहले भी केंद्र सरकार 2 बार रेड करवा चुकी है। उन रेड में उन्हें कुछ नहीं मिला। फिर से वो अगर आना चाहते हैं, उनका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है। तो चूंकि चुनाव हैं और जब जब बीजेपी चुनाव कहीं भी हार रही होती है तो वो सारी एजेंसीज को छोड़ देती है।
Scuffle broke out between Trinamool Congress and PJP supporters on Sunday during the event on the 125th birth anniversary of Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose in West Bengal's Patpara. Meanwhile, West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee on Sunday paid tribute to the Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose on the occasion of his 125th birth anniversary and said that the day would be observed as Desh Nayak Dibas across the state. Banerjee also made a fresh appeal to the centre to declare Netaji's birthday as a national holiday. In a tweet, the TMC Supremo said that Jai Hind University will be set up in memory of the revolutionary leader with 100% state funding. The CM stated that a tableau on Netaji, which would also feature other eminent freedom fighters, will be put on display at the Republic Day parade in Kolkata. The centre had excluded the state's tableau on Netaji from the Republic Day parade in Delhi, drawing flack from the TMC as well as Congress and the CPI. Senior Congress leader Harish Rawat on January 22nd took a jibe at Aam Aadmi Party for contesting in Uttarakhand Assembly elections. While speaking to NI Rawat, there is no chance for a third party in the state. No chance for a third party. The parties that existed earlier have disappeared gradually. UKD, to which has a history of struggle, has been pushed by people into the back of history. So no question about a new party. It's not Delhi, said Rawat. Understanding the geographical situation and all kinds of situations and then making a policy needs time. They will have to give that time, he added.
ने कहा ना कि तीसरी पार्टी के लिए कोई गुंजाइश वहां रही नहीं। जो पार्टियां पहले से भी थी वो धीरे धीरे सब साफ हो गई और यहां तक कि यूकेडी जिसका इतिहास संघर्ष का रहा उसको भी लोगों ने इतिहास के बस्ते में डालने की तरफ धकेल दिया है। तो किसी नई पार्टी के लिए तो सवाल ही नहीं होता। कोई दिल्ली नहीं है जहां लोग घूमते हुए आए और कुछ बात कह करके चले जाए, सारी जगह चर्चा हो जाए। उत्तराखंड के गाड़ गधेरे डांडे कांडे विषम भौगोलिक परिस्थितियां सारे हालात को समझने के लिए और समझ करके फिर नीतियां बनाने के लिए बहुत समय चाहिए। तो वो समय
Ahead of Uttar Pradesh Assembly elections, Union Home Minister Amit Shah on January 22nd slammed previous governments by saying they misled the people of UP and worked for a particular section of the society. For the last 20 to 25 years, people in the UP were misled by the government. One party came to power and worked for the development of one section of the society, then another came and worked for the development of another section of society, said Shah.
से विधायक बन जाएगा, कौन किसी सीट से विधायक बन जाएगा, कौन मंत्री बन जाएगा, कौन मुख्यमंत्री बन जाएगा, इसका चुनाव नहीं। 20-25 साल से उत्तर प्रदेश में जिस प्रकार से अंधाधुंध भ्रष्टाचार हुआ, जातिवाद की राजनीति हुई, तुष्टीकरण की राजनीति हुई, विकास के नाम पर लोगों को गुमराह कर दिया गया। एक सरकार आई तो एक सरकार ने एक जाति का भला किया, दूसरी आई तो दूसरी जाति का भला किया, बाकी सब ताकते देखते।
That's all we have for now. Keep watching Hornbill TV.